Well, we are back to you once again to talk about how India has been batting, and Rohit Sharma, India's captain, has led from the front with a selfless knock, I would say here. Sabha, would you call it a selfless knock? 87 of 111, 101 balls, the way Rohit Sharma has batted today.
This arguably is one of the toughest innings that Rohit Sharma has played because he had to adapt very quickly on a wicket that was kind of too paced. It wasn't easy to trust the bounce and play our shots. So very quickly, I think Rohit Sharma did all that. He changed his game plan. And on the other hand, wickets kept falling on the other end, three down for hardly anything on board. So India was in some kind of trouble. But I think it is the captain who has to some extent or to a large extent has bailed out India.
Would you say he has bailed out India?
Well, another 75, 100 on board should suffice on a tricky wicket like this, unless the wicket really changes, Arika. Because so far, whatever we have seen off the surface, it is on the slower side. The odd ball has turned. It is a rough surface, very abrasive. But as the game has progressed, it seemed that it has become better. Although this is a red soil wicket, and with the dew coming in, if the wicket improves, even then I think it will be challenging to get to a score of say about 260, 270 to chase. With these conditions plus our two regular spinners, it may not be so easy for England.
164 for 5 India are at. Another 100 runs you would expect them to add. Right
It is
now.
going to be a tough call, Rika, because this is the last recognized pair, Jadeja and Surya Kumar
Surya
Yadav.
Kumar Yadav.
Surya looks to be in very good nick. If he can get support from the other end, then India, at this stage, it is more important to play some sensible cricket, build a partnership, and then try and delay the onslaught for the last 3 to 4 overs if you have wickets in hand. I think that should be a game plan for Surya and Jadeja.
Sabha, this was Rohit Sharma's 54th ODI half century. He also walked into the pantheon of greats. He's a great himself. 18,000 18,000 plus international runs. Tell us, which was the moment when you thought in this innings that Rohit Sharma was in the zone to do something
I'll give you I'll give you two facets of
exceptional?
I'll give you two facets of this. I thought you'll ask me what was the turning point in Rohit Sharma's career. The turning point was Champions Trophy 2013
Okay.
when he started to win innings in white ball cricket for India, and so the transformation in his entire career and his mindset that he can also play Test cricket. That's what happened because before that he would play in the middle order in Test matches, start off very well back to back hundreds in his Test match when he made his debut in Calcutta and then again at Wankhede, but then fell away. So I think that was the turning point in his career. In today's innings, I thought at the after the departure of Virat Kohli, the way he organized his innings and was able to kind of construct his innings in a very positive manner. I think that was the most decisive moment for me because he realized that this is not a 300 plus wicket. This is a wicket where if you get to about 260, 270, India can pose a stiff challenge to England. I think once he made up his mind, then I think he was also very clear on the balls whom he had to hit and was very assured in his innings.
Talking about clarity in thought process, some of the shots that he's been hitting during this tournament, Sabha, it felt like this is the time that he's been absolutely clear about what he needs to do. Some very clean strokes that he even today when the other batters struggled, some of those sixes that
Yeah.
he hit was very clean strokes. Tell us, how he has Rohit Sharma has prepared himself or transformed himself maybe for this tournament.
You rightly said it, Rika. I think it comes only if you have a clarity in your approach, and clarity comes from good planning and trying to work out your plans in during practice sessions. So Rohit Sharma, right from the beginning, has made things very clear that this is the way India has to play. Maintain this aggressive approach, maintain this intent, and that is how you can build pressure on the opposition. And in today's innings, if you notice, the first over he faced of David Willey, he played a maiden over. Next over, when David Willey came on to bat, he stepped out, bang, over mid on. So that's the kind of clarity or method he has in the way he wants to execute his plans. And we have seen a similarity in his approach in this World Cup. Aggression, fine, but it takes some time to find the right kind of
To build the
of
aggression also.
aggression, yes.
Yes,
And
yes.
he targets the bowlers very well. His shot selection has been so precise, and it's been a wonderful change in the way he has started the innings for India. And I think the others have learned so much from him that this is the way they would also like to approach, and that
And
is why this team is full of aggressive players.
And how has that change come about? Not long ago, Rohit Sharma was in a bit of a scratchy form. What suddenly he would have realized to come to this? It's great for India. While we are talking about what has happened, Rohit Sharma's clarity of thought, clarity in thought, leading to some very clean shots, and him playing at a strike rate of 130 plus, close to 140 plus in the other matches. I think 100, not 100, but 89 has been his strike rate in this match. But at what point do you think Rohit Sharma would have thought about this transformation, or this transformation came about?
I think it's very important for a captain to have a vision. And to have a vision, it is equally important to see what is happening around the world. How the dynamics of one day cricket is changing, or white ball cricket is changing. First, you need to figure that out. And second is you have to understand the kind of players you have, the kind of resources you have to build on your strategy. And I think that is what Rohit Sharma has realized. He looked at the way white ball cricket was changing, and you could figure out that in order to win the World Cup, you need to have this kind of intent and aggressive approach and bold approach to put pressure on the opposition. And once he had that vision, he and Rahul Dravid together, they formed a side that can be built on this kind of a premise. And I think that, and for that to happen, because Rohit Sharma is the captain, and also as an opener, he had to lead the way, and he has shown the other players in the side. This would be our approach. It would require some flexibility. It would require some kind of a balance in case wickets fall, like we saw what happened today. But the core of this strategy is to remain aggressive, is to maintain that intent, and I think that's what Rohit Sharma has done.
Sabah, it seemed that Rohit Sharma today, he was on another planet. He was a man from another planet, and while wickets kept falling around him, he constantly tried to consolidate. How demoralizing would it be for a captain to see, wickets tumbling at the other end when he's clearly trying a different technique, even on a difficult pitch like this?
I don't think it is demoralizing, Marika, because you're in that zone. So then you start to keep you need to have a very flexible approach, and I think that's what Rohit Sharma did today. So yeah, you get affected. Oh God, Virat Kohli is out. How do I take it forward now? And then you start to trust the players who are coming into bat. For instance, in this case, Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul partnership was very important, and similar thing was happening with Surya Kumar Yadav and Rohit Sharma. So once you trust your incoming batters, then you play your game in a certain manner. So and then you change your plans also. Like for instance, today if you have lost so many wickets right at the top, then you possibly can't get to a score of 325. Then you look at getting to 260 and try and make a game out of it. And I think the other notable feature of Rohit Sharma's inning is his ability to read the surface
Right.
and play accordingly. I think that's what Rohit Sharma did today.
Sabah, also let's talk about some of the wickets that fell to loose shots today. Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul. Did they need to commit themselves to those shots?
Not Shreyas Iyer. I think he picked the wrong ball. The intent is perfectly fine, but if you're trying to hook a delivery that is bounced above your eye level, then you're never in control. And then he was cramped. There was hardly any room for him to play that shot. So I can understand you're trying to get into a good position, but you should be able to understand also which one to leave and which one to hit. This time the ball wasn't there for Shreyas Iyer to play that shot, and it happened against New Zealand also.
Exactly.
Trent Bolt came round the surface, targeted him here. Again, he went over the eye level, wasn't able to control it. So there are certain things which you have to understand when you're playing international cricket. If the bowlers are trying to bounce you out, which one to hit and which one to leave. I think that needs to be, Shreyas Iyer needs to work on it more.
And KL Rahul, another opportunity lost, would you say?
Well, but there was an opportunity because David Willey had come on to bowl again, and the mid-on was inside the circle. And because the angle was towards him, KL Rahul thought that he could step out and clear it.
Clear.
So I thought the intent was fine, but I don't think he was able to execute his shot properly.
Um, and apart from
Shubman
that,
Gill may not be a big worry at this stage, but at that level you also need to figure out how the bowler is trying to get you out. And Chris Wokes, wicket-taking deliveries are the one that nip back into the right-hander, and they have done that on two or three occasions
Consistently,
against
millions,
Shubman Gill.
yeah, yeah.
So one should be wary of that. So I think Shubman Gill was guilty of not being able to concentrate on that kind of a delivery.
Would you say for the first time in this World Cup, India is truly being tested?
Yeah, it is. It is. And the wickets have been prepared to suit um, Indian
Way
Indian
of
team,
right.
Indian team, because they wanted a slow surface. So they've got that. But I think this is on the. There's like a double paced wicket. It may
So
not be
would
so
you say
easy.
India's strategy is backfiring? Strategy
To
to
some
have
extent,
like
to some extent, we'll have to wait for
pace.
that. Let's see what happens in the second half. But if the wicket improves with the dew coming in, then we can jolly well say that India's strategy misfired today.
And you were mentioning that this stadium has two kind of soil. One is a black soil
Red
and
soil
one
and
is
black
a
soil.
red
Yeah.
soil. Tell us a little bit. Tell our viewers a little bit about why would India have wanted to play on red soil? Is it because it's dry? Is it because that
It
would be
offers more grip,
more
it
grip
offers
and
more
spin?
turn.
Yeah, turn.
Yeah, and I think that's what India wanted. They wanted to play on a wicket which is more conducive to spin bowling. Generally, but a red soil surface offers more turn and bounce. But on this surface, I don't see that much of bounce. Even against the new ball, at times Chris Wokes or David Willey, their ball reached on one bounce to Josh Butler. So which means that this surface is not offering so much of bounce, although the turn is there, but on the slower side. It'll be interesting to note how our two spinners bowl on this surface. If the wicket crumbles, then I think India can easily win this game. But if it starts to play better with the underlights, with the dew coming in, if it binds the surface, then it make it very easy for England to chase these runs.
I mean, we can always talk on hindsight, but do you think leaving out Ravi Ashwin wasn't a good idea
But I
then?
think India, on this track, it does not mean that the Indian pace bowlers may not be successful. I mean, you have seen what Chris Wokes has done. You have seen what David Willey has done. So if you have pace bowlers who have the right kind of variation and the skill to exploit these conditions, I think India's all three seam bowlers will be very effective. Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, and Mohammad Siraj. What more do you want?
Or what kind of score will you think will England find challenging to score and India will find easy to defend?
I think anything above 250. It's not easy on the surface. Hopefully, the wicket should deteriorate. If it does, then I think 250 will be more than enough for India.
Okay, we will wait and see if 250 is enough for India to claim their sixth win, or truly the English test becomes the biggest test for them so far in the World Cup. Thanks for watching.